Hello everybody, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel, and I am here to do some witchy fun. So actually a little while ago, Danny of DaniMystic posted a video called Witchy Bits, Honey Spell Jar, hashtag honey magic, and did a really cool spell, or working rather, sort of designed to be like a blessing or an energetic accompaniment for the entire year. And I thought that that was really cool, and I wanted to do one myself. Now, I'm going to walk you through what I have here as I put it all together, but fair warning, I've got way more here than you probably need. I went a little ham because I have a lot of fun stuff and I wanted to incorporate all these different little things. But in essence, definitely watch Danny's video for the overview of how, she talks about it. I just thought this was a really cool idea and would be a neat tradition to possibly do each year. I mean, don't hold me to that. We'll see how it goes. But essentially you just use a jar and you use the honey. The idea of the honey is to sort of catch those good things, or to hold the sweetness, or draw in sweetness for the year. And I thought that was just really cool, and I want to draw in a whole bunch of other stuff too. So I have some notes, and what I've decided to do is repurpose this jar. I try to keep these when I get them from, like, this was like a body cream, but I keep these, wash these, and set them aside for just random things I might need containers or jars for. Sort of personal recycling, I guess you could say. And I thought this was about the perfect size to do this with. So I have my honey. I'm going to start walking you through everything else I have kind of as I do it. And I think I'm sort of nervous, so I'm just going to jump right in and start doing it. But yeah, okay, so let me pull up my notes. But I'm going to be starting with this bay leaf that I got in my Witch's Moon box. So bay leaf all by itself is good for prosperity magic in general, but I've recently learned that people regularly will use these to write a wish or a message on and then burn them. And I believe Danny puts bay leaf in and she'll write things on in her honey magic jar, and I thought that that was a really cool thing. So rather than burning it, you're sticking that wish or that intention into your working. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick two out here that I think I can write on. Oh boy, we're going to see how I do. These ones look okay. Okay, so we're going to start there. And as I use stuff, I'm going to take them out of my table so that I start to clear myself some room. So I have two things I want to put in here, and I want these on the bottom because I'm hoping to put the writing sort of down, since this is a clear jar, and maybe I'll be able to still see it. I don't know, it'll probably dissolve, but it'll still be kind of cool to know that I could see it, at least initially. So I don't know what side is best to write on, so we're going to figure that out. My first thing I want to wish for is a loving home, just something to attract that loving energy into the house. I have here my Copic style alcohol markers because I find that they write on lots of different surfaces. We'll see how they do on this. Oh, they're doing fine. It's not writing as finely as I was hoping, so I'll have to think of a shorter phrase for my other one. I think I'd planned a longer one. So I picked pink for love. So I'm going to pop that in the bottom of my honey jar. See? Oh, cool. Okay. So that's going to go there. And then the other one I want to be abundance and prosperity. That's a lot of words to try to write on this little leaf, but let's see. So I picked green for this one. Yeah, green on green. I mean, it should still show up, but we shall see. Okay. Oof, this is a lot of words on a little leaf. Okay. Oh, we're doing okay. Abundance, prosperity. All right, that's not so bad. Perfect. I'm really excited to do this. I like doing magical workings that inspire me and that feel like they resonate. Now that I've got those in there, though, I think I'm going to put some honey just to kind of hold them in place. I hate being sticky, you guys, so if this gets messy, I'm probably going to get really squicky really quick. We shall see how I do. I'm using this cloth. This is the cloth I use under messy things. It's not one of Peggy's pretty ones. She did make it for me, but it's not one of her, like, double-ended or double-sided. Oh my gosh, can I not open this? Okay. Pull out my athame. I mean, I would use any knife. This just happens to be handy, just so you know I'm not fussy about those sorts of things. Okay, there we go. I think... Oh my gosh, how hard is it to open honey? You guys are probably cringing watching this knife fly everywhere. Okay, let's see. Why won't this open? Oh my gosh. Okay, little pieces of paper. Well, the knife did it, but now my knife is sticky, so I have to wash that after. I'll just stick that there where it can't drip on anything. I seriously hate being sticky. I think I commented on Danny's video and was like, oh my god, you got so sticky doing this. I don't know, man. I have a damp cloth next to me, so if it gets real bad, I can wipe off, but okay. I just got like generic honey. It's kind of satisfying squeezing a bunch of honey into this jar, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I got a lot of other stuff I want to put in here, so I'm not gonna fill it very far because I want to be able to have lots of room. So let's talk crystals, because I think I'm going to put those in next so that they sort of sink down to the bottom, and then I'm going to do herbs and stuff on top of that. So I have a crap ton of crystals here. Yeah, because there's just lots of stuff I want to put in. So I have one big piece of tiger's eye here, and my purpose with the tiger's eye is to sort of bring in that will and confidence and determination. There's a lot of things I want to accomplish this year, and I just wanted this to sort of be a dominant energy in this spell. Oh, it's so sticky. I didn't have to touch the honey, so we're good. Okay, so a lot of the other crystals I have are small, so let's get into those. So I have here a little dish with some rose quartz pieces. And rose quartz is for love and self-love and self-worth. So I'm going to put a few of those in there. Okay, and then I've got some amethyst, which is just, this is just generally for healing. I also think it helps to boost sort of psychic awareness and intuition. So a few of those little guys. I totally do have some little pieces of jade. I forgot that I got in the kit that I got these little chips of crystals in. And jade is wonderful for prosperity and abundance, which is definitely one of my goals for this coming year. To attract more of that in a conscious, not fearful way. So, oops, more of that. And so it's helpful for me to say this stuff out loud too, because I feel like I'm able to set my intention more strongly saying stuff out loud. Okay, so here I've got a bunch of other stuff. So I have some sodalite here, which is really meant to attract peace and harmony. And some carnelian. This is for shielding and negative energy and harm, negativity in general, but for protection and shielding. I have some sunstone. I got some bigger chunks of this, but sunstone is really great for just goodwill, good vibes, like positivity, which the honey obviously also does, but I just wanted to boost that specifically. Lots of positivity in my 2019. And I have some bits of bloodstone here. These are also good for prosperity, but I picked them actually more for their purifying ability and their healing abilities. So purifying in that they transform negative energy into good, positive energy. And I wanted some of that in there as well. And finally, these are just some quartz crystal shards. I almost said charred. Some quartz crystal shards, and these are just to amplify all the other energies and sort of hold the focus and the intent for the entire working. So all of those go in there as well. Look at that so far. Oh, that looks so cool. Okay. Now herbs, and then I think I'm going to probably do herbs and then oils last. So for herbs, let's talk about what I have here. So firstly, let's do this, actually maybe I'll do that last. I think that might look pretty on top. I know, aesthetics, right? So let's see, I'm going to do first some yarrow. So, and forgive if you see a towel come in, I don't think you will, but I've got a towel around my shoulders because when I'm filming this, I've been doing henna, which I'll make a video about and put on my probably second channel. But anyway, so yarrow is for love, courage, and communication. Positive, healthy communication. Let's throw some more of that in there. Okay. Actually, I'll move this out of the way too. Red clover. So red clover I'm bringing in for prosperity and also for protection, and protection of prosperity specifically. So general protection is more what I pulled in the carnelian for. Red clover is more for the protection of the prosperity coming my way. So, and the prosperity I already have. So it's kind of like holding on to what you have while still attracting the new. So some red clover. Dandelion is a really wonderful herb for just tenacity and like seeing things through. Like dandelion will push up through the biggest, craziest obstacles to make itself known and to survive and thrive. So I wanted that tenacity. And also dandelion is really good for fulfilling wishes, which I see sort of in that same way that I see like the Nine of Cups. So a energy that's all about wishes, fulfilling wishes. Who couldn't use some wishes fulfilled in 2019, right? Fair amount of that. I have here some sweet wood. This is just cinnamon in here, some cinnamon bark in little pieces. I got this in my Witch's Moon box. Pro tip, a lot of times I can, if I'm careful, peel these stickers off of these bags that they send to and then just apply it to whatever little glass jar I'm going to use. And I get these glass jars at the dollar store, usually 3 or 4 to a pack depending on the size, and these smaller ones are like the perfect size for the amount of herb that I get in a Witch's Moon box. So yeah, so anyways, sweet wood. So cinnamon in this case I am pulling in for prosperity and also for love, a little bit of spice. Cinnamon's also really good for sensuality, sexuality, good stuff. Ooh, gotta be careful not to push my corks in too far on those dollar store ones though. And then burdock is a really kind of a strong energy, and this is a general protection herb. I don't find that I need much. This has lasted me a really long time, this amount. These other 2 spices that I have are also for prosperity. These came in my most recent, well, in my January Witch's Moon box, and this is allspice. Called here, oh man, what's the name they call it? I forget. I can never read that writing. I think it's possibly the Egyptian name for it, or it's just a fancier name for it. I'm not sure, but it's allspice. So allspice again, I find that these kinds of spices, like the kinds of spices you associate with home baking, are also really good for like nurturing, nurturing homey kind of energies, protection of home, but also for that sort of home prosperity, the things that drive you forward. You know, when you think of the scent of apple pie and that comfort. So yeah, cinnamon and allspice for that. And along the same vein, we also have clove. So again, prosperity, but that kind of prosperity that I associate with taking care of the home and the family. A few more of that. Perfect. So I think what I'm going to do from here, look at how full of like goodness this is. This is so awesome. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is top up with honey near the top. I'm going to add my oils at the very end, and then, well, not the very end, but near the very end, and then I'm going to finish with my marigold, my calendula, because I think, or calendula, I don't know how you're supposed to say that. This came in a witch's box. This was a really nice, generous sized portion of herbs, so I've got lots of it. And calendula or marigold is just generally really, really good for love and constancy, and also for protection. Wreaths of marigolds used to be hung over doorways to keep the home safe, to ward off negativity and negative energy, and I just think that's perfect for the very, very top of my jar before I seal it down with the lid. So let's add a whole bunch more honey and go from there. Oh, don't get sticky. Lots of sweetness. And I'm just drawing in the energy by drizzling here in a clockwise motion. I might need to add just a tiny bit at the end, but I don't want to go too full. I love how sort of clear and glassy the honey looks. And you can kind of see all the good stuff underneath. Oh, I love the aesthetics of this and how tactile this experience is. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so 2 oils. I knew that I was going to incorporate the Thoth oil from, this was my November Witch's Moon. This oil, was all about the Egyptian god Thoth, and he is associated with prosperity, but specifically with magic and also with writing. And as you all know, one of my biggest depth year goals is to finish at least a rough draft of my book, so I really wanted to pull this energy in. No. Okay. Sorry, I lost my notes. I'm like, no, don't lose my notes. That's how I keep track of my stuff. So yeah, and also wisdom. So god of writing, because I really want to finish my book, magic and wisdom. I'm just going to add a little bit of that. Ooh, probably a little more than I needed to. Oh, this one smells good. I'm probably going to add just a little bit around the rim of the jar when I'm all finished of both of these as well. And then this came in my January Witch's Moon. This is the oh my gosh, I can never say this. Come on, camera, you can do it. Focus. You're my eyeballs. I need to see. Okay. Come on. It doesn't want to do it. It just does not want to do it. But it's like Renanutet. I can't say it. But Renanutet is actually an Egyptian goddess, and she is associated with nourishment and the harvest, which is also perfect for just having a successful harvest from the year. Having the year go the way that I really am hoping that it will go, and drawing in the energies that I want to draw in. Oh, I love the smell of this one. There's something really like, let's rotate this and put this on the other side. There's just something really special about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of this along the rim. And add some to me. I'm going to put a little bit of this one also along the rim. And also to me. So I'm just kind of carry both of their energies throughout the day, just as I maintain the focus of what I'm doing here. And I'm going to cap this off with a whole bunch of this, and then finish sealing it up, all the little gaps, with honey, and then hopefully leave myself enough room. There's not really this is worth noting, if you're using a jar, make sure that you know that if it's going to press in a little so you don't fill it too full. I love the color of this with the honey. I just think it's going to make a really nice sort of topper. Sort of seal everything in with that protection. All my intent, all of my goals, all of what I'm hoping to bring in. So I'm being really, really generous because I've got a lot, and I like the idea of holding, of containing this energy. I want you all in. No escapees. Get in there. A little bit more. Okay. And it's worth pointing out, again, I know I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but if you don't have all of this stuff, like you could do the exact same spell with just a jar of honey and a piece of paper with some intentions. I feel like you would get just as much potency from it. I just really enjoy the aesthetics of having all these layers of meaning with the stones and with the oils and with the herbs. It just makes me really, really happy. Let's set these guys aside. And I guess I can just, I don't know what to do with the tip of this being. Oh, I've got my cloth. Duh. I can just wipe off the cloth there. There we go. And I can put my athame away. And all that's left now is for me to just sort of focus and seal this in with the rest of the honey to top it up. And then we'll take a look at it when it's all done. I'm going to give it a second to settle here. Oof. Oh, that looks so neat. It almost looks like I'm creating a seascape. This is the kind of crafting I can be all about, where it's like, I'm not actually trying to make it look a particular way. If I'm quiet here, it's just because I'm focusing a bit. And that is really full, so I'm going to call it right there. Hopefully it doesn't splooge out when I add the lid. So let's just seal this in. And as I tighten the lid, I'm just going to focus my intention on holding all of these beautiful energies in for 2019. I'm going to give it a really nice tight twist. I've got those oils in the rim that are making contact with the lid, the honey that makes contact with the lid, and that is my, I'm going to let the light shine through here. That is my completed honey spell. You can see my words here at the bottom, my crystals, my herbs. Oh, I got a bubble in there. I guess I wasn't going to get away from bubbles completely, but I'm going to let all of that sort of settle. The last step is I'm just going to write on the lid, because I'm going to do a fresh one next year. I need to pick a good color. What's a good color for 2019? My word is flow. My word of the year is flow, so I'm going to use a blue. Let's use a blue called cerulean, because cerulean is like the color of the sea, right? Supposedly. All right. I think I'm just going to do a little impromptu sigil on here for my word of the year. I just felt really called to do that. Just a little sigil to represent the word flow. My word of the year. I may also add some kind of ribbon around the side, but I think I'm probably going to leave it. So this is going to be living on and around my altar for the entire year. Such a really cool working. Thank you again so much to Dani for sharing her video, and to all of you for watching and tuning in with me while I craft fun magic-y things, because I love doing this. So I'm really pleased with this one, and I'm looking forward to doing more videos like this coming up this year. So one of my goals for my YouTube channel is more of this witchy content, more of these sort of fun, hands-on magical workings. So thank you for staying with me throughout, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Have a good rest of your day, and good night.